The Asian Avengers. So weak.
The Asian Avengers. So weak. So fuckable, bro. You know? Whoa. There's 5 Asian
And
guys
we are
together.
back with another episode of not the lockdown, but this week it is Asian, not Asian.
Whoa, it's back. Oh
Wow.
God. Oh, back for a little
back.
bit. We're probably
Back
gonna
for a
go
little
back
bit.
into lockdown with the second wave is coming.
Yeah.
and that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, it turns we talked to Cuomo. Asian, not Asian is phase 1, so it's back. It's back, baby.
Yeah, we're phase 1, dude. We're phase 1. We're right there. It's construction workers, veterinary technicians, Asian American comedian podcasters. So here we are, baby. We are here. We just finished. It is 9:41 p.m. Eastern time. What day is today? June
5th.
June 5th. I can't believe it's fucking June 5th.
The reason why we're recording at so late is because our guest is in a different time zone. He's in, I don't even know what the time zone is. It's the Australia time zone. Ooh.
Down under standard time.
Yeah. What is that? Southern hemisphere shit. His toilet flushes the other way, guys. And we've had this man on the pod before. He's he's the man. He's doing it for the culture. Hilarious man. He's on the Daily Show. He's on the Crazy Rich Asians. He's on all kinds of stuff, man. And you know what? He just told us before he came on that he's been saying no to all podcasts and Zoom shows, except this one. This is the only one. So this is a coronavirus exclusive. So
exclusive.
Everybody.
Cuomo said he had to do it. Cuomo said he had to do it.
We had to get permission from Cuomo. So get excited for Ronnie Chieng, everybody.
Oh my God.
Hey guys.
Ronnie.
Thanks for having me, man.
This is crazy. Ronnie, thank you so much for coming on the show again. It's so I mean, honestly, just fuck all this other bullshit. It's just nice to see you.
It is
just nice to see you.
It's nice to see you guys. Nice to see your homes. Mick, I didn't actually know you had tattoos.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I've never seen you wear short sleeve.
Oh, that's true. When we do jiu-jitsu, I'm always wearing long sleeve rash guards and long spats too.
Yeah, but even when you perform, I don't think you perform in short sleeve. Did you get any corona tattoos?
Oh, you should.
I thought about because for a while they were starting to shut things down and tattoo shops for some reason were still open.
Yeah.
And I was like, because they had shut down the jiu-jitsu schools and they shut down everything, and I was like, okay, if I can't do jiu-jitsu, maybe I can get a tattoo. For some reason, that made sense to me. But no, I didn't do anything like that.
Would you tattoo like the corona, like the the illustration of what corona is supposed to look like? Like
I would probably have the ball, and it's floating inside a bottle of Corona beer, and nailed it.
That would be a cool one.
Yeah, or if you just get a map of China with Wuhan on the star.
Yeah, just a star. Been here, done that.
Jesus.
What I love is thank you so much. You haven't been doing podcasts, and we were going to have you on our Zoom show. You were like, oh, I'm not sure. You didn't want to do our Zoom show. Ouch, that hurts, but we understand.
Dude, there's too many, man. Guys, there's too many. Do you know
Tell me.
The second lockdown started, do you know how many fucking people were like, you know what an original idea is to solve this? We'll do an online comedy show. The number of fucking online comedy show requests I got. I'm like down to 5 a day now. It's like,
really?
It's the guys, I can't. There's too many online Zoom shows. And a lot of it is from legitimate like comedians and promoters in New York, around the world, New York City. Guys who we do comedy, we produce comedy, we're just trying to continue it.
Right.
I totally get that. But then there's a lot of opportunistic fucks who are like
us.
Yep, like these two guys, these two dudes,
like these two guys right here. No, there's a lot of opportunistic like people who are like fancy themselves as like event producers or something, and they're well intentioned but so misguided in what they're trying to do, because they're like, hey, you know what will be cool during this period? People need to laugh, and some people need money. So I'm gonna do an online comedy show. Whoa, this will solve everything. The online comedy show for charity. Yeah, everyone will get behind this, right? And it's like it's well intentioned, but dude, it's like, first of all, is the guy organizing it? I bet if that person has never done comedy before, or organized comedy events, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're
Yes,
just
yes,
trying
yes,
to
yes.
they're just trying to borrow everyone's, quite frankly, everyone else's talent and
Yes.
maybe their profile to like boost their own thing to do, and it's so misguided, because I feel like honestly is what I feel like. It's like if you're able to spare money to donate, you're just gonna donate money. You're not gonna watch a show and donate because of that. And two, it's like for comedians, you gotta be careful, because this medium doesn't do well. For stand up, you could live if it
tough.
lives forever on the internet, and you don't know what rights you're signing away to these people, because
Oh shit.
they could easily take your video or your stand up, your online stand routine. They could just put it on YouTube. They could own it forever. You don't want that. You don't want that.
See,
hassle.
this is why you're famous, Ronnie, because we didn't consider any of that. We're just like this is great. I mean,
I've been saying yes to every single show.
In fact, we just did the thing you just shat on. We're like, we did a thing today. We're like, we'll donate the money to the Black Lives Matter organization. We literally just did that thing.
We should have just gotten out of the way so other people could just go straight to donating.
Look,
I understand.
but again, like I said, I get it, and there's some legitimate people doing it, like you guys, and there's legitimate comedy producers. But then there's a lot of illegitimate people who are like putting two and like who think they're like connecting the dots of like, hey, why don't you just do stand up online? It's the same kind of people who are like, hey, why don't you do stand up over my Zoom call in my literally like a business, one of the corporate things right now is hey, we're having a lot of Zoom meetings and it's getting really dreary. Let's get a comic to come into our Zoom meeting. And dude, it's just
Somebody asked us to do that also. We did say yes,
we
and
just
it
said
fell
yes.
through. It fell through immediately.
This is like an MBA. This is like a comedy MBA class with Ronnie.
this
Cheng.
guy is-
We're literally doing everything
we're
wrong.
learning so much. You're like snatching the penny right out of our hand, with the technique,
Dude, hey guys, like again, comics, you gotta do what you gotta do, and by the way, it's actually, if you are able to do those kind of shows, that means you're a great comic. I guess I'm just not good enough comic to want to.
Oh God,
deal
shut
with
up.
that
Well,
stuff.
no, but
it's a tough
to
environment.
to your point, like our show, because we have full control over what goes down, and we can
That's
like
very
mute
true.
people and stuff, and our fans are very excited for comedy, so. Our show is pretty good, but like we have done so many shows that are so bad. Where like I've done shows on Instagram Live where I'm just like,
Yes.
there's no audience, and the other person blocks the camera like this, so you're just like talking to yourself, and honestly, for a second, it feels like, oh, am I like in a mental institution, like banging my head against the wall? Like you have no idea what the fuck is going on, So
So for me, I'm coming from a place of like, I love stand-up comedy. I want it to exist in its form, and I feel like there's in its how it's meant to be, which is live. And so I feel like, hey, you know what? If that means we don't do stand-up for 2 months, that means when we come back, people want it more. That's how I see it. I always see stand-up comedy as less is more. You know what I mean? Like that's how I've always done it. I've never put my stuff online. I've never to my own detriment, by the way, because you guys are really smart with it. You guys are prolific with your content and sketches, and I've never been able to put my stuff out, because my whole thing was. I wanted it, if people wanted to see me, they had to come and see me live. And
Right.
Because I just wasn't on TV, and when I was starting out, I wasn't on TV, I wasn't on the internet. I mean, I was, but I didn't put sketches on, and so people would like hear about me, and then they would come and watch me live, and that's how I wanted it. And because of that, I've kept that mentality, and so my whole thing is I rather not do a Instagram live show where I'm eating shit to myself, and I also believe like you don't make it too easy for the fans. Like let them invest a bit emotionally. Don't let them like sit on their goddamn sofa just like watching it. and then they go this sucks. Because they compare it to some stupid meme photo on Instagram. They're like, this meme photo made me laugh more than this guy so therefore stand-up comedy sucks and blah blah blah. I'm like, you know what, just go watch whatever the hell you want to watch. When stand-up comes back, we'll come back stronger. People will come out, and that's the medium it's supposed to be. That's how I feel. I don't know.
That's a great transition, because I saw recently you had to kind of postpone / cancel your tour dates, right? Like it's you're really experiencing the impact of this. What's your sort of take on the future of like stand up? Because you made a comment about, hey, maybe a couple months, but to be honest with you, like it looks like it's gonna be much longer than a couple of months. Maybe counting from March, perhaps a year. So like what's sort of like what's on your mind in terms of like, yes, for me, I would love to do comedy live too. But maybe there's a part of me that's like, well, fuck, I may not be able to get that flavor till March 2021.
We're gonna have to like literally have a show where at the door you get the vaccine. You get the vaccine and then you sit down. Okay, great. Here's your lollipop.
Dude.
What do you think's gonna happen? We've been talking about it, but we'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Between like the scientists, of all people, it's like scientists and Hollywood and like Live Nation and everyone, like we're combining forces to try to find a vaccine because
yeah. I've got to see Ronnie Chieng live again. He's like working hard.
Yeah, like who's the biggest touring guys? What, Drake, Jay-Z, all these guys are, we need to get this vaccine. I think the vaccine will obviously solve everything. But this is what I think. I think that first of all, I don't know, so that's why I canceled the show, because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. I didn't want to put people in that position, so that's why I postponed my tour to 2021. And also, even if it comes back, I didn't know whether they do like a thing where, because this year I'm kind of moving up into theaters, and I didn't know whether they do that thing where it's like, 25% capacity only, you know what I mean, for like a 1,000-seat venue, let's just do one in every 4 seats or something. I didn't know how that was gonna work, so I was like, let's just push it to next year when we actually know more. And I think that's been the strategy of the world, quite frankly, is to just lock down so that we know more and then we can move forward. So to answer your question also more specifically, I think that what will happen is we'll, at least at the start, we'll go back to like 50-seaters or 100-seaters, smaller venues, less people. The same way that when restaurants reopen. Right now, I'm in Australia right now, and restaurants, the phase 1 was 10 people, and then now we're in phase 2 where it's 50 people. So, and I think that's what's going to happen with live touring. Is going to be smaller, which quite frankly suits me just fine, because I'm kind of, I'm very lucky to be in a position. I kind of do stand up for the love of the game, and those intimate venues are, great for stand-up. It's in a lot of cases, like sometimes they're better for those intimate venues. But
don't you think it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be like 50 people packed, right? It's like this, and then like 6 feet apart, so they're gonna be scattered.
Maybe. Maybe it'll be 1 in 3. Again, we'll see how it works out. So this is the responsible vision, right? The responsible vision is smaller venues, spacing in between. The realistic vision is how much money you want to bet that as soon as Disney World reopens, it's going to be packed. Right. So America is the Wild West, man. America is going to be like, they're going to be, if I think people are just going to be like, it's over. As in coronavirus is over, we're going. Yeah, I think that I honestly think for better or for worse, that's what's gonna happen. Because I can feel it in Australia already. When it reopened, all these places were packed instantly.
I wanted to talk about, because you're also, you've seen everything, the horrible stuff that's going on in America, and I think, sometimes as American, we just sort of are like, we're very focused. Of course, we're in New York. A lot of stuff happening in New York. A lot of protests happening all over the country. What's the view like from over where you are? Because I know you're very active. You're on Twitter. You're seeing this. You're very outspoken. What's sort of the view from Australia? And then what's your sort of, how are you handling it?
Yeah, I mean, from outside of... it honestly looks like a war zone, because if you follow the news and if you, God forbid, you're on Twitter, oh my God, it's like, what is going on in America? It's like, even before, with just the coronavirus coverage, I was saying how like every 5 seconds you go from like, oh, everything's gonna be okay, to, oh my God, the world is ending. You keep getting these emotion spikes. So I actually had to delete Twitter. I got off it. And
I saw that.
I wanted to ask you about that, because I don't know if it was Instagram or Twitter, but you made some status that was like, You had people message you that they're gonna unfollow you or something, and you're very mad about that. Well, wait, can you just talk me through what happened there? Because I just saw it. I didn't understand the context, and I was like, "Oh, is Ronnie getting trolled right now? Like, what's going on?"
Oh no, I just in general, like wherever wherever you post, whether it's a joke or it's like a political statement or whatever, people make a big deal about like unfollowing you, and so I was just like, I was like, I don't care if you unfollow me. I don't give a fuck about. I don't put anything on Instagram or Twitter. Like it's not my. It's not my thing.
Was it like the classic, I follow you for comedy, not for politics kind of thing? Because I've seen a lot of people get that.
I got one or two of those. I also got like, I got people unfollowing, making a big deal about unfollowing me for like, if I made like a political statement in support of black people, they unfollow me.
Right. Hey, excuse me. Hey, hold on here. Yeah.
It wasn't just unfollowing, it's them making a big deal about it. And then sometimes I get unfollows because of like a joke I do, and then they're like, this joke, blah, 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 or they find it offensive and they're like, I'll unfollow or whatever. And I'm like, I don't care.
Social media is so tough in these times because even when you think you're doing something good, like for example, posting a thing that says like yellow Peril supports Black Panther or whatever it is, Mike has something weird where he was like, hey guys, I donated to this thing. Maybe you should too. And he's getting DMs like, well, that's the wrong one. You're not supposed to donate to, there's like a lot of that,
Well, the thing is, I think I made this point on Twitter as well. It was like, going after what people are posting and what and when, that's not helpful, and I think, like being lost in the minutia of social media is not helpful. I do think that the cynical people are like, what does posting do? It doesn't do anything, virtual signaling, whatever. But I do think that everyone coming out in support of a cause at the same time, just digitally showing your support, I think it shows that most people are on the same page with it, you know what I mean? And it does help. It does help change culture because you know that a lot of people agree with you, So that's the answer, the kind of like cynical, like what does social media do thing. And obviously you have to turn that into real world action as well, but we live in a digital world now, and the internet is the medium of our generation, right? So that's how we communicate. So it doesn't mean nothing. It's how we communicate. It's not meaningless. And then the second thing also is just to what Fumi was saying just now is like, I think we really have to learn how to deal with the internet and people talking at us and like not take the bait. I think not taking the bait is a very important part of being online, and I think it's something that don't take the bait of trolls and quite frankly things which might be bots. You don't even know what they are. You end up arguing with a bot or like you're arguing with a troll who either maybe they sincerely believe what they're thinking, but the way they're expressing it, they're just trying to get emotional reaction out of you. And so at the Daily Show, the executive producer Steve Bodo put it once. He's like, well, we're only now building the antibodies to deal with the internet. Before that, we didn't know. You open your mind to the internet thinking it's this, place
everything's
of
gonna be
knowledge
great,
and
everything's there, everyone's equal. Right. It's gonna save everybody. No, then Twitter happens.
Twitter happens. There's a lot of shit on there. So I think that we need to educate ourselves and the next generation, quite frankly, and we should educate the older generation as well, like that you can't just go on internet unprotected. If you're going to go on the internet
unprotected,
I mean, you have a great bit about that you used to, like about going on the internet, just willy-nilly, like where you're smoking,
like it's if you're going to go on, you gotta understand that going on Twitter or the internet or comment sections is playing with fire, and you can play with fire and like whatever, but understand that it can burn both ways. And I think we all have to be honest with ourselves. It's a very tough guy thing to be like, I don't care what people say on the internet. I don't care what people say about me, but if it really does affect you, you have to be able to admit that and then like limit it. Limit and don't take the bait, man. It's so funny. Like I've been posting lately a lot of like, don't take the bait, guys. Don't protect your mental health and your energy. Yeah. And then people will like tell me about they will get angry at what the troll that I posted. So I'll post like someone's I'll post someone's message to me. I'll be like, hey guys, this is bait, don't take this bait, and then they'll get angry at what the guy is saying, and I'm like, no, that's the point, don't take the bait, don't get angry.
don't do that.
It's very easy to take the bait, I mean,
it is.
Sometimes
I'm on Reddit, and one of the best things about Reddit is you have this thing where if you post something, you have this option of turning off replies. Turning off replies coming into your inbox. That means like you won't see if people reply to you, they can reply to you, but you won't see that they replied to you. And it's amazing and it's weird because it's almost like the less you are in contact with people, because the promise of the internet was like the more contact and the more ideas we can share, the better it's going to be. And it turns out that that's not true. Like the more you can share, the faster conspiracies can spread and lies can spread and like horrible like images and stuff like that. And to your point, Ronnie, like people getting under your skin because they know what to do. But like if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and it's like it doesn't exist. It's crazy how much that's true. I want to talk to. Sorry, go ahead, Fumi.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that's interesting because we, I work at Comedy Central now, and we had to have training for this. We had to have training about how to handle comments, especially. For us, I think we get like, you're an idiot, or you're not funny. But like, if you're women, you just get like completely different. You just get like, it's just like, it's unfathomable the kind of shit they say. So like, we had to have these trainings where we can like build a little antibodies. Like, hey, don't look at it, or that's really what it is. Like they just tell you not to look at it, but it's tough because you spend so much, you spend time on these little sketches, and you're like, oh, I wonder if people liked it, and you get on, and they're like, Asian guy, small dick, and I'm like, thanks, man. It's like I made this for you, and okay. So.
The trick really, the trick really is just, I don't think anyone has ever liked anything I've done. So, it's consistent. It's fine. I wanted to talk to you a little bit too about, because, moving away from online, you're also outspoken about, sort of, how the sort of old regime, the old white guys in Australia are. And I
didn't say white. I didn't say guys. Everyone always thinks I'm saying white guy. I said old Australian people who are in decision-making positions in television and film, who are incompetent and out of touch. It's a very specific like group.
I like that.
Because people come in with white people or guys. I didn't say white. I didn't say guys. I said old, incompetent Australian people in decision-making positions in TV and film. Very specific.
I like that. That's very specific. That's you definitely went to law school. I respect the game. But right now, everything that's happening. I know we just said we're not going to talk about online, but like there was this little thing that happened with this little Duval person. And people were talking, and people are talking about like, what are Asian people, around the world, Asian Americans, and what are we doing to support protests, to support justice? Fumi and I think we're trying to do what we can do, which is not a lot, but we're going through things, and we're going to be having more discussions about that. Yeah. But I wanted to get your perspective on that. You're very outspoken. I think you have a very strong point of view about certain things, and I want to ask, what can Asian people do, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Asia proper, whether you're in America, to kind of like address things that are happening.
Yeah, look, I don't have the answers to fix the world. I don't know how to fix this. I think a lot of it is also just listening to other people, what they're saying. I think most of it is listening, supporting causes that you believe in, and just like what you were doing, Mick, you probably read something or heard something, and then you felt strongly, and so you said, hey, donate to this link. I'm sure you did some research on the link before you sent it, and then you believed in it, and then people are like blah blah blah, this and that, but it's like you stood for something you believe in, With the whole Duval thing, which I know wasn't like a Twitter beef, but initially it looked like it, and I was really excited. I'm like, oh my god, is he like going one-on-one with an R&B singer? That's fucking hilarious. but it's not just him. There on Twitter and on the internet, there is these questions are popping up about like the people are questioning the Asian American allyship to the black community, and I think that's kind of interesting, because when Lil Duval posted that,
he did say, like, I don't mean this in like a hateful way. I'm just curious. A lot of people commented back, they're too busy calling the cops on George Floyd because the guy who called the cops on George Floyd was like an Indian guy or something like that. He was Asian, as was one of the cops, right? So there is this. I'm not saying everybody feels that way, but there is still like some. A, it's being questioned, our allyship, and B, maybe some black people are still a little bit wary about that. And I think that. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm just curious to see if you notice this pattern and be like kind of like what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, there is, but I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of different types of people within any racial group. So you say like all Asians behind black people. I'm sure there's a few or a lot who aren't. A lot of Asians for black people. I'm sure there's a lot who are. And we live in this Brooklyn hipster bubble where we're all down, right? And then I'm sure there's a lot of people who aren't. So it's hard to like, we put all these generalities. Asian people for black people, like what the hell? There's like a ton. Do you know how many people there are in subgroup?
Yeah.
Like it's just so weird to like make it. You know what I mean? So like, well, are Asian people for us or against? Asian people are not for us because of this, and then black people don't like Asian people because of this. It's like, man, there's so many individuals in this, and then you pick the. You pick the friends you want to hang out with, right? Like I want to hang out with the people who I stand with them and they support me when I need it, So, and that it's too complicated and there's too many individuals involved to be like Asian people like this and black people like this or whatever, And I think everyone constantly trying to push a narrative is what is the problem, right? Is that we keep trying to push these groups. Can we call this one group as a monolith, right? And I don't think it is. And the less you think about it as a monolith, probably the easier it is to process all this stuff. Like on my Twitter feed, it's all Asian people trying to support Black Lives Matter because I think ultimately Black Lives Matter will it will help Asian people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I feel like my understanding of Black Lives Matter is help those who are prejudiced in society, racially prejudiced in society. So, and sometimes Asian people fall in that category. So for me, it's like I feel like helping promote Black Lives Matter. Not only is it the right thing to do for my black friends, I think ultimately it'll help us because I don't see how you could be like hardcore Black Lives Matter and still hate on Asian people for
that would be weird.
It's so weird. It'll be like Black Lives Matter, but fuck these Asians. Like for me, that doesn't compute. So that's why that gives me extra impetus to kind of get behind the cause.
I feel that, man.
And also the other thing is like, Asian people are like what 3% of the population. There's not that many of us. Like
in America, I think we're like 5%. It's not a lot. We don't have a lot. Yeah,
it's not a lot. 3 or 5% of it. Like it's so when people are like, we don't see this, we don't see Asian people doing this. Yeah, you don't see Asian people doing anything. It's 5% of the population.
We're nowhere, bro.
Yeah, but we're there. We're out there. We're doing this podcast. We're out there doing what we can. Like I can't save the world from my Instagram stories, but I'll just keep. If you want me to shit on things that I hate on Instagram, that's my forte. I can do that.
Dude,
all day.
I forgot how much I didn't know how much I would miss hearing you get mad at stuff, Ronnie. That anger where you go fuck this. I threw my phone on the wall against the wall. Like, God damn, I just need that energy back in my life, man. It's like it's been too positive. It's like I need that hatred.
It's still here, man. Come on my Instagram stories. Watch me hate on things every day. Yeah.
So there's two things I miss a lot. One, stand-up comedy. I miss stand-up. I just, miss like going out and the energy of New York City, right? Going from one spot to the next spot and like doing your set and like that energy of being in the room, right? And then the other thing is I miss jiu-jitsu so much. And I think you guys might start opening soon. Like there's certain parts of Australia that are like, like certain kinds of gyms can open again or whatever. New York, I think best case scenario, I mean, and I don't even know. I think it's going to be one of those things you said where you're going to have to personally make a decision whether you're comfortable, like potentially contracting the virus or not. I don't think we'll be able to do jiu-jitsu here for like maybe until August. And again, like this risk will just be there. You'll just have to kind of sort of accept it. But I don't know. Have you been missing it, man? I don't know. For me, I'm like, I wear my belt sometimes around the house. Just like, I'll just put it on and I'm like, this is sick. And my wife will just be like, you are a virgin. And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I just will wear it and I just miss it. I'll watch it on YouTube. I'll watch it on Instagram. How are you going through withdrawals like me? Because I know you're a big good guy about it.
Damn, right now we're gonna bore literally 99% of the people listening,
I know,
including Fumi.
Me included.
Yeah, it's like, what are you guys talking about jiu-jitsu? But it's a serious problem, man, because it's a whole industry that got wiped out. You know, like comedy. At least you can still do it online if you want to, but you can't jiu-jitsu someone online.
No, I cannot.
Yeah,
no.
so it's a whole industry that is a subculture of America that I got recently exposed to, so I feel passionately about. But yeah, it's a problem for these guys. I think you know what it is. I think Texas, they're just like, let's jiu-jitsu in Texas.
Come do it.
Texas. I think Texas. Yeah, I think Perils, Texas is doing it.
Well, Mike. I mean, I want to ask you that, and Ronnie too. Is like how? Okay, so let's just say in August they're like, hey, we don't have a vaccine, but we're gonna open up, and if you're comfortable with this risk, come on down. Would you go? I mean, how much do you miss this, and balance that with like how big of this is, is it part of your life? You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question. I think that I'm lucky that I have no family in America. My wife is with me. If my wife is comfortable with me doing it, I go do it. Because it's not like
that's 100% the answer. Yes. So I am 100%. I've realized that I'm quite cavalier with my life. I'm just like, whatever, we're all going to die anyways. But my wife is not comfortable with it. And this is like a lesson I guess you can learn from being in long-term relationships. It's if your wife is not comfortable with it, then you are not comfortable with it. Yeah. And that's fine. And to be fair, I am
such an aggressive thing. It's like jiu-jitsu is like, that's like a blowjob for coronavirus. That's coronavirus's favorite thing. 'Cause it's like just on top of each other,
Oh my God. Dude, I mean, it's not just blowjob, okay? It's the 69 of coronavirus.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? It's the 69
it's his favorite thing.
It's like a favorite. Like it's always like wanting to do it. So, I mean, I would do it, but I think the thing is that like yes, I don't want to get anyone else sick. If somebody, I don't clearly, obviously my wife, but then other people. I'm not into that. My wife is right here and she's giving me a bad look. So, but I do want to ask one follow-up thing. So, when are you coming back, Ronnie? When are you coming? When are you coming? We
need you, dude. We're so fucked.
We need you, dude.
I thought we had a thing, man.
Are you sticking out? Are you sticking it out in Australia for a while, or like what sort of your? I know you've got a lot of projects going on too. So.
Yeah. So I'm waiting. I'm still waiting to film the thing I came to Australia for. So they're gonna start production again. So I got to film that. And again, quite frankly, it's pretty comfortable here. I don't even know if you can. Are there flights back to America? I mean,
I don't know.
Logistically, can you actually go back logistically? So there's that. I don't know when I can go back. I guess the big impetus for me to go back will be when TV production starts again in America, because quite frankly, like right now I'm doing the Daily Show remotely, so even if I go back to New York, I'm going to be doing it from my New York apartment, so it's like you might as well
do it there.
You might as well do it in Australia and not travel and give the scientists time to find a vaccine. I can't believe we're saying that in real life, but it's definitely been a surreal 3 months. It is good to see you guys. Yeah.
Oh, it's been awesome to see you. I mean, thanks again for hanging out. You've done already so much for us. Doing the podcast, giving us a little shout out in the producer credits for in your credits for your special, which is like mind blowing. I mean, just
thank you.
Insane.
I don't think we ever thanked you for that.
No.
I mean, it's crazy that you did that.
No, you don't understand. Like, I think that people don't understand like that. Like you build comedy in comedy rooms, like that's where you start building it. So all these specials you see on TV, they started in these small rooms, and running those small rooms is a very thankless task, man. You know, it's a bunch of, you know, you gotta get people in, you gotta handle the venue, you got a bunch of comics who are like angry at you for not booking them, and it's, you know, you're doing, it's like it's a constant headache. So I just think like, yeah, I really appreciate whenever I go to a comedy room, I'm always like, man, thanks so much for running this room, man. Like that's how any of us, you know, it's the least we can do to like give a shout out. Jesus. And also Fumi ran a lot of my test shows, much to his own high stress level sometimes.
Oh, at the cellar? Dude, I legit thought that manager, I like ran Ronnie's show and he was so fucking late and I had to deal with the manager and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get past her. She hates me now. Because she's not. I promise you
that's not true. Because Fumi did me a huge solid because he would open for me at the cellar, so he kind of knew the room, and so and obviously, you know, great comic, and he knows how to host and hold his own. So when I would do my shows, it would be like, just because he knew the room and he knew the people already, you know, I didn't have to like reintroduce him via email. Like everyone knew him because he'd been there before. So when I was doing my trial shows, I was doing the daily show. I had to run from the daily show straight to the trial shows, and sometimes it'd be so tight I couldn't get there in time to set it up. So I knew Fumi would know how to like get the room started so that I could come in 15 minutes late. The show's already going. I can jump on whenever. You know what I mean? As opposed to no one, like just radio silence, everyone just looking at a dark stage for like 30 minutes. So I mean, that's why, you know, Fumi really helped me out with that stuff. So I really appreciate it.
One of the shows you didn't even come until like the last 5 minutes or something.
It wasn't because I was being a dick. It was the daily show was just running, man, and people. I know. It was awful. I felt horrible because I never wanted that to happen. But again, but Mick, that's what you're saying. The energy of New York City. You know, you're running from gig to gig. It's like
you're right.
You're always running in New York City.
Always running.
You're always running. You're always like trying to do shows. You're trying to, you know, jump on something. You're trying to tell a dick joke. It's just crazy. New York City is crazy.
Yeah. Well, man,
it's crazy. I think that's why we're so comfortable with like risking our lives for jiu-jitsu. It's like, it's crazy. Everything is crazy.
Just do it. Just do it.
We don't. I don't have
We're
kids,
already gonna.
Whatever.
Who cares? Yeah.
Let's get the virus and we can hurry up and live our lives. We should just get it and herd immunity. Let's go herd immunity.
You heard it here first. Ronnie Chieng supports herd community.
He wants to do herd immunity. Thank you so much, Ronnie Chieng. I mean, I think our fans know who you are, but where can they find you, Ronnie? Where can they see you?
Don't find me on Twitter or Instagram. It's just awful. Don't, seriously, live your life, guys. Don't find me on any of that stuff. It's just
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, you can find us on Instagram at Asian Not Asian Pod. You can find me, Mike Nguyen, on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro.
And I'm on all the platforms at the Fumi Abe. That's TGIFridays. Please join us at our Hack City comedy show that Ronnie will not be on. It's every Friday.
Ronnie will not be
8 p.m.
doing that.
Eastern. Just go to our Instagram page and click on the bio link, or just Google Hack City Eventbrite. We also have a Patreon page where we got bonus episodes fired up again, so check that out at patreon.com/Asian.AsianPod. We got no live shows because this is the only way we're making money, so please, if you're a fan of the pod, if you're a true anal, visit us at Patreon and give us your monies. I think that is it, Ronnie. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much, man.
That story you just told made me really miss stand-up, so I'm going to go cry after this. And honestly, when I see you next, I'm probably going to be like 32, which is fucking wild. But that's just the way it is.
It'll come back. I promise. Stand-up comedy will come back, man. It'll come back.
But my skills won't come back. That's the problem. So
yeah, so true, bro.
It'll come back.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, and be safe and say hi to your wife, and we'll see you soon, man. We can't wait.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.